My name is Cruz. I'm an independent photographer based in Lisbon, in Portugal. Well, it's a very delicate project for me. I never thought that I could photograph such reality. My work is always focused on hidden or ignored stories like this one. So yeah, when I see the photographs today, I remember a lot of different things. Not only the photographs, of course, but all that I received from the children. I mean, we are talking about a very dramatic situation for more than 50,000 boys in Senegal that are forced to beg every day in the streets of the country. And I know that while I'm here, they are still suffering a lot of abuses. So when I see the photographs, I know they are showing something that is still happening, and somehow I can't accept that. So it's difficult for me to look at them, yeah. So in Senegal, there are more than 50,000 boys, like I told you. They are slaves, actually, by false Quranic teachers. So these children are forced to beg 8 hours a day in the streets, and they have to come back to their false schools, because they are not schools, of course, and they have to come back with the money. If they fail, they suffer abuses, and we are talking about, many children are whipped, are raped, and even killed. So they can stay like this for a long, long time. And we are talking about children, sometimes they are trafficked when they are 5 years old, because right now in Senegal, the Senegalese children are not enough anymore. So many of the children that are begging right now in the streets of Senegal are from neighboring countries like Guinea-Bissau. That's why I traveled also to Guinea-Bissau to cover this problem. And it's out of control. It was too many years without doing anything. And when I started doing the research, it was clear to me that what was lacking was precisely the evidence. So everyone can see these children in the streets begging, but they see the bruises on their bodies, they see that they are not doing well, and what was missing was the evidence that all of this was happening in the places that were supposed to be schools. So when I realized this, I thought that photography could help a lot bringing that evidence, and that's what I try to do, yeah. So after I published, the first time I published the work, it was in Newsweek, and the day after it won the World Press Photo. 2 days after it was awarded actually also in the Picture of the Year International. And that attention really helped, because 1 week after I was contacted by the Senegalese government asking me if they could use some of the photos in a public campaign. So it was actually a big surprise to me. And of course I accepted. So police officers started to distribute flyers with some of the photos to alert to what's happening. And a few months after, many of those schools were closed and many of the children were rescued. So I had a chance to return to Guinea-Bissau after and meet some of the rescued children. But like I said, I mean, it was a great result and it exceeded my expectations, but it's a problem that still continues. So by that time, with a lot of attention, of course, some action happened, but I know for sure that the problem is still happening. And but yeah, I mean, the result couldn't be more positive back then, and that's why it's important that the exhibition now it's happening again, and again and again and again. We are talking about a thing that deserves our attention until it ends. Well, it's a risky research, because we are talking a big trafficking system. To enter these forbidden places, you really need to be careful. You need to have the right contacts, and the right contacts have to be willing to risk with you, sometimes the life. But it's the way that these things have to happen. To be honest with you, I did a 6-month research, and I never imagined that I could witness some of the moments that I did. Because one of the things that was in the reports, for example, from Human Rights Watch, it was precisely the things that I saw in front of me. So one thing is to read, other thing is to see. And, but it was really important that I had a balance inside of me that could make me realize that the best thing that I could do is to photograph. It's sometimes very, very difficult not to intervene. It's very difficult, and the access, I mean, to get the photos, I wasn't, for example, I was just allowed to enter these places in the middle of the night. These places can be in the middle of nowhere and right in the center of Dakar. You never know. It's because it's spread out of throughout the country, so it was very difficult to have that access. And the risk part is it's very natural to understand, because you are entering a criminal group that has been working in Senegal for many years. We are talking about people that say they are teachers, they are criminals. Each of these men can have more than one school. Each school can have 50 to 60 children. Every children needs to come back with $1 to $2. These are men, they are truly millionaires in Senegal, and they live off these children. So yeah, it was risky for me, and also for the people that followed me in my work and that helped me a lot to do it, yeah.